All right, what is going on, everybody? We have Fittest of the Coast workout breakdown number 2 and 3, so a two-part workout this week. We're coming to you from Fort Wayne, Indiana, our Airbnb. We're here for Masters Fitness Championship, so a little bit different background and kind of setting, so hopefully it works out on the YouTube video. But two-parter this week. Got a lot of shuttle runs, 30 shuttle runs, 55 dumbbell squats, then a 1 minute rest. And as always, Fittest of the Coast is notorious for some sort of grip burner. 90 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 6 25-foot farmer's carries with those 50s, 35s, and then AMRAP bar muscle ups in remaining time. So we'll talk about workout 1 first, and then we'll get into strategy for workout 2 second, and then just kind of hit on some things that you guys are wanting to pay attention to for the whole workout. This is a different style of workout, and I think a lot of times people can get caught up in the chaos of the sport and not liking change. They want something consistent. Maybe they don't like a certain movement in the workout. One of the big things that we need to really focus on this week and the coming weeks is just accepting whatever it is that we're going to do or about to go do as the workout, because it's a sport that we love. Ultimately, we want to be at that live competition, competing at the live competition. So we just need to come at these workouts with whatever energy we need to have a positive workout. Negative energy brings a negative performance. Positive energy is going to bring a positive performance. So whatever kind of, thoughts you have about this, just at least bring them to a neutral standpoint, or figure out a way to enjoy this workout so that you can perform your best on this one. So it's kind of like a coaching point there, but getting into this, that first workout is just going to be fast. Those shuttle runs, 3 at a time, it's 30 in total. If we go back to semifinals, we're having guys complete the shuttle runs, lateral burpees, and then getting around 10 clean and jerks inside of a window in 52 to 55 seconds for just those shuttle runs portion. So 3, and that was 10 shuttle runs. So 3 should be pretty fast, roughly 15 seconds for the shuttle runs is the goal on these. Or right around 15 to 20 seconds is your goal for the shuttle runs as they kind of start to slow down. So one is going to be a leg burner, so we want to try and figure out how to manage fatigue as best as possible on those. But with the squats, but the leg fatigue is just going to be, it is what it is. So you just have to kind of manage it, try and get a little bit loose and shake it out on the shuttle run. But just get your steps counted down, get those turnarounds how you want them and efficiently. So usually that's that hip swivel before you get to your line, hip swivel around so that you've already got the hips turned around and you're already ready to run. You can probably honestly do a pretty quick start, almost like a sprint start for these shuttle runs, and get into those dumbbell squats with a quick transition. So I don't know if you have to face a certain way. I would run into the dumbbells and grab them and start those squats versus turn around. Grab the dumbbells and start the squats, and then start your shuttle run by just turning around and going. So you're going to have to, transitions are going to matter in this one because this is going to be a tight workout. So make sure you have a good setup, make sure your transitions are really good. Make sure your hips are turned around and swiveling as you're running. But with these 1 to 10 workouts, typically what we want to do is kind of attack it till about rep 5, maybe rep 6. 7, 8, 9, we can settle into a pace. Some of the elite scores, though, we're going to have to attack from 7 to 10 and just kind of gut 8 and 10 out with whatever leg fatigue we have going on. But for kind of that bubble RX athlete, intermediate athlete, what we're trying to do is attack 1 to 5, rounds 1 to 5. It's only 15 shuttle runs. And then round 6, maybe even attack round 6, start to settle into your pace on your runs and your squats. Give you a little bit of momentum into that workout. It's not going to be overly taxing on the body. It's about 2 minutes of work roughly. but we'll be able to kind of push the back half of that workout, knowing we're 7, 8, 9 is all 7, 8, 9, 10 is all we have left, and that 10 is always just a closeout round. So I think top times for this are going to be around the 4:30 mark. The lady that finished this one was 5:16, so I think she's about 45 seconds off of the top time. We might see some people with really fast squat speeds getting in around that 4-minute mark, but if we take 30 shuttle runs, if you can get those done in 52 seconds per 10, you're looking at just under 3 minutes, so 244, and then about 90 seconds worth of squats. So if you can speed up your squats to a second and a half, then you're looking about 55 seconds. So about minute 10 of squats, minute 20 of squats. But we're probably around that 90-second mark of squats with transitions. We're looking at another probably 20 seconds of transitions in totality. So I think that brings us right around that 4:30 mark. I always leave a little bit of wiggle room for going a little bit faster with athletes, just kind of chasing the top end of the sport. So we might see a little bit faster times than that, probably in the 4-minute range. But that should give you something to at least shoot for in your first attempt if you're one of the elite athletes, is around that 4 to 4:30 range. I think for RX, we're probably looking around 4:30 to 4 to 5 minutes. Somewhere in that time range is probably going to be a pretty close to an RX level score. So should give you guys some times to at least shoot for. I think it's definitely a different workout. So you're going to have to you're probably going to have to retest this one because you're going to learn a lot during this workout. So you're probably going to have to retest this one at least for the second round of bar muscle ups. Come back and retest. So we'll get into that bar muscle up round now, that 90 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So this is the grip burner. The big thing on this one is make sure that you have, again, a good transition on those farmer's carries. We don't want to kind of take a big lap on those, and we almost want to be turning before we get to that line. So turn around before you get to that line, send it back the other way. Make sure you have a good pattern for your dumbbells. I know in the video they had them set them down. They almost had to walk past the line, set them down, turn around, and then go. That's probably adding a second onto your work. The girl in the live stream set them down and kind of took a step back to go to her bar muscle ups, then they made her turn around. I didn't read the rules. I don't know if that's necessarily the case that needs to happen. But we're really trying to make sure that we have a good transition on the turnarounds on the shuttle runs, farmer's carries, and getting into those bar muscle ups. So for the bar muscle ups, make sure that you guys are holding consistent sets on this one. We don't need to go super fast right out of the gate. We can kind of slow tempo and control our reps so we don't burn up our grip right away, because this is going to be quite a bit of a grip burner. So making sure that we're just being consistent on this one. Each one of our sets is consistent for each round is the goal here. You'll probably have a little bit of a fall off. Maybe in the third or fourth round, you'll start to get some grip fatigue and you'll have a little bit of a fall off there. But we really just need to focus on having consistent sets over the course of this whole duration of the 5 sets. We're probably going to have about 40 seconds of work, 35, 40 seconds of work if you guys are of work on the farmer's carries, if you guys are really running those farmer's carries. So keep that in mind. Something that you really need to do is push those farmer's carries, so you're giving yourself as much time on those bar muscle ups as possible. Couple just kind of notes here is, if you can, get some voodoo floss and just wrap your forearms here. That's going to help to shuttle lactate into the forearms before you start. And then when you get that blood in, you've already kind of pre-pumped the forearm, allowing you to stave off some of that lactate and that grip fatigue that is going to happen in this workout. Chalk on your brakes is a big one. I think a lot of people will use chalk as an excuse to take a rest during their bar muscle ups. kind of some wasted time there. So make sure you guys are chalking in your break. Make sure you guys have good sweatbands so that you're, swicking all the sweat away as best as possible from those hands, so you don't need to break. And then make sure you guys get a really good warm-up in for this one. So it's a fast-paced workout right out of the gate, but we need our aerobic systems working to make sure that we're recovered going into that next one. You saw that first round in the farmers carries. Everybody still looked a little gassed, and they kind of came back and they were a little bit fresher in that second round. So good warm-up so the aerobic system's working so that you have the aerobic system to recover in that 3 minutes of rest, roughly 3 minutes of rest if you're competitive on this one, if not 4 minutes of rest. And then expect that first round to not feel as great, and expect the second round to start to feel a little bit better. So those are a couple other key points there, guys. If you guys are needing help on this one, or kind of need some mindset coaching, or you want some video reviews, if you made it through this far, we have coaches available to do some video reviews for you. We'd love to help you guys out throughout the course of this qualifier. So message us, contact us on Instagram, contact us on our website, whatever you guys need. We'd love for as many people as possible to get out to these qualifiers. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys for week 3.